I'm really grateful to all the judges who have joined us from different parts of the world. And it was great to see work from different parts of the planet, from Hong Kong all the way to Chile, all the way to New York. And I think that's a really interesting part of the Core77 Awards.
I don't know, I guess with all of them, I was looking for the extra oomph. That they were all incredibly competent, but it didn't have a little bit of extra oomph, and I think that's what was missing.
Yeah, this idea of social change attached to university, I think has a big impact in a society that's very fragmented. And I think in that sense, Fill by Water is an interesting idea, and I think it's very well crafted. I mean, you see the video, and the videos are very well crafted. It's obviously a very kind of marketing-led operation.
Yeah.
I think in general the level was very good, but it was hard to find things that really stand out from the kind of intermediate level.
So I think if we're looking at the visualness to some of the ways in which the visual communication was communicating, there was very sleek and sophisticated approaches. And then you would get projects which had very strong research orientation, which developed methods or approaches much as one would think of in service design, using communication design to good effect in that way.
There was work that was technically very proficient and sort of very professionally produced, but you sort of wished some of that stuff was more ambitious or tried harder.
There was consensus, especially in the student category. And what we try to do is to give you guys a glimpse of the behind the scenes of the judging, which is not normally that is something that is rarely seen.
But by the same token, they've got very healthy budgets and should do better, shouldn't they? Shouldn't it be more interesting and more engaging and more original?
Well, everyone's desperate to get stories that continue, don't they? So they want people to send their own stories. I've got a story about water. I'll send it to fuel the whole stickiness, isn't it? Where they want everything to grow online. Content, desperate for it.
Going viral is key.
They're desperate for the viral. Yeah, exactly.
What is a cutout?
Yeah.
And they kind of teach you what a cutout is. So it's not a Matisse cutout thing, but you actually learn what a cutout, and they have this additional
information.
Additional information, yeah.
So I think the range of submissions gave us a good sense of maybe what's going on in the moment internationally in terms of how visual communication is being approached and thought about.
I think I was very impressed by the student awards. I mean, a long time ago you could always really tell the difference between student work and professional work, and now I think students have access to so many kind of great equipment and thinking, and that sometimes it's quite hard to tell the difference between student work and professional work.
There were a few projects that stand out that took data and turned it into something poetic, something that has an extra value. And I think that's something that both in the professional category and the student category appeared. And so it's definitely something that's happening in the design environment nowadays.
I think I wanted to be surprised more, possibly.
Particularly the winner of the student awards is amazing and spectacular in the sense that it's almost as good as, or even better than some of the professional awards.
Like, for example, the cutout bits, you don't know if the museum asked for that to be added, or if it was the designers, the actual web designers that added this extra layer of information.
I mean, maybe the best web design is the one you ignore and you can't see the design. So.
Yeah, that was my point about had it been more designed, I think it would have taken
Right.
as a stopping point where I think it was very successful in the front.
Unless you touch it and go through it and see the details, it's hard to tell.
And I thought the typography was very beautiful, and the execution looks really nice, and it makes sense with what she explains.
I think the judging criteria is to see it on the screen. In a sense, you have to judge it on the screen, and if it's kind of coming through, thinking I want to touch it, I want to see that, then some of that sensitivity is coming through, isn't it? That you kind of have to believe that the photographs are maybe not doing it justice, but
If we're saying that in the university one, we've seen what's been done, the same thing could be said about this. There's no risk. The argument being that the design is kind of almost disappearing in favor of the contents, but
And I think some of the students did quite well in that, and particularly with our winning entry, which I thought was not only beautiful aesthetically, but also had that underpinning. So the form and the function and the research and their intent was very well executed.
It means that students and professionals compete almost at the same level. I think that's really wonderful.
And also they're very close, I think, in terms of quality, which surprised me. It wasn't immediately obvious that the student work was student work. Quite often was better than some of the professional work.
I think students seem to be pushing themselves a bit more. When we were talking a little bit about lack of risk as judges, but I think some of the risk taking was with students, and that's exactly where it should be, actually. So perhaps that's right.
This to me has a little bit of the oomph that, well, this does, but
This one
it's
has
doing
more,
a,
yeah.
it's asking the user to engage in a different kind of way that we normally wouldn't do with a website, and that's where I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Completely.
I think it's actually more original than the other four that we've seen.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
trying something different, and it does it so well. I mean, it's not just a brave idea that's been executed well. Yeah, everything about it worked. I loved it.
I think for me, this was one of the cases where the writing, the research, and the form was all one and the same, and they were putting it forward as a complete entity rather than a piece of design that took a text and made something out of it.
I was attracted to the thing, and I thought it was quite an interesting, different approach to this kind of market.
it takes some guts to go to a client like this and say,
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on cloud and
Even if that is a computer-generated device, the way they've arranged it, laid it, used colour. I mean, I think they would have to choose colour.
And I also like that it's like a very personal story, kind of really intimate, and it starts from
from his personal story to whatever project.
yeah.
There's something about the conviction of someone having an idea and following it through. Is it like, this is how I see my mom's kitchen stats?
Turning.
Yeah.
I almost felt in some cases it was a one-off punchline, and that you could walk away from that and not really remember what a particular project was about.
I think we forget that that's a really important part of design, that you need to engage people, and if you can engage them in a playful way, it's fantastic.
It's always very hard to have the feeling of being fair when you have in one same category things like websites, books, interactive pieces. So as a judge, it's always, as much as it is a challenge, it's hard to be fair.
One of the great things was to actually have all of us meet in one room, and I mean physically meet, and for the delivery of the awards to be not an online thing, but a physical thing, not just a reading out loud of the winners or runner-ups or notables, but to actually share and share our thoughts with the rest of the jury members. I think that's crucial, and we learn a lot when we deliver and discuss, and you learn, how other jury members think. And overall, it's been a really wonderful experience, and we hope to repeat it soon. And now we're really looking forward to going to the pub and have some proper lunch.
Looks like I'm gonna have to wait a while.
I'm going to read out the notables for the student category. They are, in no particular order, the Arsenal Identity for Arsenal Culture Centre, the Pop-Up Kitchen Food on Canvas for School of Visual Arts, and the Poetry of Transcendence for Ji Hee Kang.
I'd like to now announce the runner-ups for the Student Award category for Core77. And again, in no specific order, we have three. The first one, My Mom's Kitchen, for Savannah College of Art and Design. The second runner-up is Art is the Answer for Miami Ad School. And the third runner-up is Isotype 2.0 for the Politecnico di Milano School of Design. Congratulations to all.
And now I'm going to announce the winner of the student category. This was a unanimous winner from the very start. And this is the one that we say is almost, the level of this student award is almost as high or higher than a professional category, which is Churming for the Si Young University. Congratulations, really well done.
The notables in professional category. There are 6 notables and in no particular order. So number 1, craft beer meets craft vessel for Orange Company. Number 2, initials posters for EDUSP. Number 3, record and CD fair in Sol. Number 4, Tacoma Art Museum signage and wayfinding. Number 5, Dream brand identity for Dream. And number 6, In Dialogue, Pratt Graduate Communications and Package Design Book.
So the runner-ups for the professional category are, in no particular order, Dynamic City Gen-Type for the Hong Kong Federation of Design Associations, Cambia el Mundo for Universidad Alberto Hurtado, and Henry Matisse Cutouts for MoMA. Congratulations.
I'm really excited to announce the winner for the professional category. It's Commercial Type Showcase for Commercial Type. Congratulations.